MexCan.
Young perceptions of the world.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our fourth podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about an exciting topic. This is Alan's favorite thing, and
We're
it
gonna
is...
talk about coffee. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, coffee is something that I really love and I enjoy drinking. It's a very popular drink here and all around the world. I mean, in history, coffee has been, part of a lot of people, and it's not something that was found like recently. It's something that has been with us for a very long time, and now we have like so many ways of drinking coffee. But in this specific topic, we're going to mention like some interesting things about it, like how it grows and where you can find it, because like sometimes people just don't know those little details about coffee that I did not even know. But as I kept drinking more of this beautiful liquid, hot liquid, I got interested and just like started finding out how is that it exists, right, Jamin?
Exactly. Alan knows so much about this subject, and as much as I love coffee, Alan loves coffee, okay? I'm putting extra emphasis on Alan loves coffee because he knows so much. Even when we go to a cafe together or anywhere that serves coffee, he'll be like, oh, so where are the beans from? Where's the altitude? And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Even if someone were to tell me where the beans come from, it makes no difference to me. Coffee's
I
coffee.
know. I mean, I used to be like that like 5 years ago, but then when I started living with my dad, only with my dad, and he likes drinking coffee as well. He made me drink coffee, like not all. He did not force me to drink coffee, but I learned how to drink coffee with him.
Yeah.
And I remember I would always make coffee in the afternoon at 6 o'clock. It was the coffee time,
Wow.
We would always be working
That's
on
cute.
stuff, like, and I was doing high school, and he was just working, and he was like, Alan, you know what to do. You just gotta make coffee at 6. Yeah.
It was your little
I know.
time to bond together. I
But
love that.
at that time, I just did not know, like, what coffee was, or did not find it, like, very special. It was just, like, some kind of drink that would keep me up all night. But besides that, it's really special, It is.
And that leads me to a question
Yeah.
here. You said that it used to keep you up all night. So, we've talked about this before, outside of the podcast, but I would like the people to know, does drinking caffeine keep you up? When you drink coffee, do you still feel that initial, like, buzz, that
Well,
burst of energy the way you used to?
Caffeine is something that will always affect your body in some way, like you feel it, even if it's just a little bit, you feel it, because it's something that the body reacts to, and at the beginning it's not something that it's used to. I mean, like, your body's not used to
Exactly.
getting that amount of caffeine, only in certain products. Like, there are other things that we eat and drink daily that have like just like a little amount of caffeine, but coffee has like a lot of,
Like black tea.
well, I mean, teas have caffeine, like tea.
Yeah, black tea
but
has
those
caffeine.
teas are made of other things, they're like in how do you call them, like
Yeah.
infusion, like, well, in Spanish is infusion,
Infusions?
just like that, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so
No, it's okay. It's
so
okay.
it's more like for other things that you can find in, like in the environment, in the nature, but yeah, I mean, and yeah, at the beginning of when I started drinking coffee, it did hit me a lot, because I was not used to drinking coffee, and I would only like drink 1 cup or like maximum 2 cups. That would be it. But right now,
You'd be like,
and
done.
nowadays I drink like 3-4 cups, but that's it. I mean, I don't drink too much. I don't exceed, like, I don't like drinking that much coffee, because after 4 cups of coffee, it just makes me like to, the anxiety increases as well, because it's just something like your
that's
body can like just does not like, unless you drink too much coffee, your body just gets used to getting too much caffeine and yeah.
Yeah, and my dad, for example, he loves coffee, and I mean, he's been drinking
Yeah.
coffee for many years, and he's the type of person who definitely drinks more than the recommended amount, and he says that now he doesn't feel more awake when he drinks coffee because that initial buzz that he used to have is just kind of gone. However, he does kind of get like this withdrawal sensation if he goes a day without coffee, and he'll get a headache. So luckily I haven't experienced that because I'm relatively new to coffee drinking. I might have like one cup of coffee like once every second day. I try to limit it, but
Yeah, and it's something that people might not know is that usually when you see like a very dark roast, like very dark color coffee bean or a grinded coffee bean, they usually think that it has like more caffeine, but it's not like that. It's the more that you roast the coffee bean, the less it will have like the natural properties from a coffee bean. So
that is so
Yeah,
crazy. You've mentioned that
know.
before, and it just
Yeah.
blows my mind every time.
you would think that the more boring the coffee is, the more caffeine you will receive from the cup.
That's what I would
Yeah,
have
and I
thought.
used to think that way too, but it's not like that. It's pretty it's interesting because when you drink a very dark roast coffee, you even feel it's stronger. You sense a stronger sensation from the coffee, but you're actually not receiving any natural properties, just like a little amount of natural properties from the coffee bean. The ones whenever you want to drink like or try to taste like the real flavor of a coffee bean, you can like try medium roast. That way you can get like at least
It's a good starting point.
yeah, exactly. But dark roast is just, it's more made like for espressos, like the short coffee drink. Just like I don't remember. I have like here written down like the amount of liquid, like how many liters. But does not matter. It's just like pretty short espresso, and that espresso you're supposed to make it with dark roast. Because well, if you want to drink espressos because you want something strong, you're not gonna make like espresso with a medium roast. Yeah.
So there are no espressos with light roast or
No,
medium roast whatsoever.
It's not common to see people or like anyone doing so, because espresso was a drink that was made to keep people up. I remember in reading about like World War II or World War One, where Italians or I don't know which country would give the other people coffee just to keep them up as a drink, but they needed something strong, very strong, so they would give them espressos. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Oh my
And
gosh.
espressos, I think it comes from Italy because they're usually made in the mocha pot or Italian coffee machine, which is a metal coffee machine, and it's really nice. But you need to do certain things if you want to make coffee with it. Like you need to grind the coffee beans like very fine. You cannot be like too. It needs to be like really fine. The grind. Otherwise, the coffee would not get the same flavor. Because the pressure of the water when it's boiled has to go through the coffee. That is why it needs to be like really fine, and that way you get like stronger coffee. Yeah, but if you want like a lighter coffee, there are other methods that you can use. There's one called V60, which is basically just like pouring like hot water around your cup, and that way you can like make it like a lighter coffee drink. Yeah, there's so many ways.
Have you tried that before?
I've never done it myself, but I've seen people doing it. I've went to coffee shops and they've served me V60. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, there are so many ways, and
Interesting.
you can get like different tastes of the same coffee bean, because it depends like the amount of pressure that you put into the coffee, like the temperature you're using. I get like pretty picky when it comes to coffee. My mom was always like, "Why are you're just like too picky, Alan? Like it's just coffee. Just make it like that." And
That's how I am, but no, Alan's a
no, but
little coffee
it's
snob
totally
sometimes.
fine. I mean,
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
the great thing about coffee is that you can find it mostly everywhere. Usually in high places, like a lot of altitude. Here in Mexico we have some places around the country. I like coffee from Chiapas, which is in the south, and I believe.
Isn't that very light coffee that we tried?
No, I don't remember. I mean,
Okay, keep
yeah,
going.
there are so many types of coffee bean, but I mean, mainly there are two types of coffee, like the most common ones. There's Arabica. Is that how you pronounce it? Arabica.
I think Arabica.
Arabic, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not entirely
and Robust
sure.
or
Arabica.
Robust.
Arabica.
There are just two kinds, and one is
Robust.
and the first one that I mentioned is the most common one. You can find it like anywhere. If you go to the grocery store, if you look at the coffee bag, you'll see that it says Arabica, 100% Arabica.
I think it's Arabica.
Yeah, that is the type of coffee bean. It has less caffeine than the other one. The other one is stronger. Yeah, the
Oh.
robust one. I've never tried it before. I would like to try it once, but
Of
yeah.
course, you have to try it to check it off your coffee
Yeah, I know, but it's
goals.
more expensive because it's hard to get it, and you can only find it in certain countries, not like the Arabica one. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Yeah.
I think it's Arabica.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure, but I think Arabica. I don't know. We'll have to look it up after.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I didn't know that Robust would be more expensive. I mean, it makes sense if it's grown in fewer places, but that's interesting. I've learned
And
a lot. And you should tell people.
no,
Go
yeah.
on.
What's that? What do I want to tell people?
I was just gonna say, like, you've taught me so much about coffee, inclling cowboy coffee. That was something that I thought to be
Look,
very interesting.
I was very obsessed. There was this day I could not make coffee because I did not have my coffee machine, like the regular coffee machine, or my mocha pot. I did not have any method, any way on my hands, like at home, that I could make coffee with. But then I was like, there must be a way, because like I noticed that one thing that would be in every single method is boil water, or at least boil, like close to boiling water, which is 100 degrees Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, then it should be easy, because I could just boil the water right here at home, at my stove. But how could I get the coffee? How could I extract the coffee flavor, from the coffee beans already grinded, without getting those scrums?
Yeah, like the grinds.
Yeah, without getting that part,
what's the correct terminology. I think the grinds. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
then I look up in the internet and I found cowboy coffee. Yeah, which is a way of making like
that's so
homemade
cool.
coffee. Basically, you just like boil water and then add some coffee ready grinded, and then once it's boiled, it'll just like go down. Go to the bottom of the how do you go, like where you really the pot. Yeah, the
Like-
pot.
Yeah, like and then it kind of like separates it, so
Exactly,
you're not
'cause
drinking a bunch of
Yeah,
like.
because the water the water would have
grinds.
already like extracted all those the flavor,
flavor.
and it would just take some mass out of the coffee grinds, and then that way it can go to the bottom. And
No,
yeah,
that
and when you
doesn't
put it
make
down,
sense.
when you put it in your cup, you just get like coffee. And I was like, wow, that easy. And I started making it like that after a few days, and my parents were like, wow, I did not know that you could make coffee like that.
Me neither. I also told my parents about it, and they were like, "Wow, that's something
Yeah,
new.
it's a
I've
very
never heard
interesting,
of cowboy coffee."
A way of making coffee when you have no resources. but fire.
Well, nothing stands in your way.
Yeah,
If you want coffee, you're getting
Yeah.
coffee. I love that.
As some people would think that Canada grow coffee. Does Canada grow coffee? Have you ever heard?
I don't think so.
Canada being like a
No.
cold place, because coffee you find it usually in cold places, like because of the altitude, and the higher you go, well, just colder it gets. And Canada being a cold place, I never heard of Canada producing coffee or growing coffee. It's just
No, I think the kind of cold
Yeah.
is just different because it's like everything freezes
Yes.
here, whereas
Mhm.
I believe if it's elevated, it's a different kind
Yes.
of coldness. So
It-
I
yeah,
don't think we
it
have
depends a
beans
lot
growing
on
here.
the soil, the temperature, the pressure.
Yeah.
And there are some exotic coffee beans. That's how they call. I got a chance to try one from Mexico, close to Mexico City. It's not a very common place, even though it's high. It's not a common place to grow coffee because there are too many rocks and not like that good of soil. But they found a way to grow coffee naturally, and it tasted really different.
Wow.
Yeah, it tasted really different, and I was amazed by that because finding a way to grow coffee when it's not like common.
That's so cool. So, did you like it? Like, was it actually good, or do you just prefer coffee grown
it
in
was-
regular
It
circumstances?
was okay. It was not my favorite. It was not the best coffee I tried before, but it was good. It was just like totally different what I'm used to. I usually drink coffee from Chiapas, Veracruz, or Colombia, which Colombia has like really good coffee. It's just one of the best coffees that I've ever tried. But from Mexico City or Mexico State instead of Mexico, that was where this exotic coffee bean comes from,
Wow.
and it was just like so different because when you taste a coffee, there are some properties that you can tell, like how acid it is, and how strong. Well, the way you toast it, because there are so many ways of toasting coffee. There are some organic ways where you put it out in the sun and you wait a few days till it gets toasted, or you can just use like a machine. But every single way of toasting and grinding has their consequences. The other day I was talking to my family. I was telling them that if you use like this rotor blade thingy where you can grind your coffee at home, you could actually burn the coffee more because the motor would, the
Really?
little engine can like overheat, and that way you can like give that heat to the coffee bean and just make it like
Oh my
you can
gosh.
burn it like that.
That's nuts! There's so much to
I
this
know.
coffee as a science.
Yes.
We actually do grind our
Yeah, I
own
know.
beans. We buy like the full beans from the grocery store and we grind them and everything. So I wonder, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
there are some special machines, like big machines, where you put like tons of coffee beans, and it's
Well,
a very
yeah.
slow process because it has to be carefully toasted and well toasted. Every single coffee bean has to be toasted without over toasting. Some coffee beans, so it has to be like even.
Yeah, a fine
Mm-hmm.
line. That makes sense. And how do you like your coffee? I mean, I already know the answer, and we actually like the same kind of coffee. So tell everyone, what kind of coffee do you like, Alan?
Well, I mean, I like medium roast, but I like dark roast as well. Recently, Jamin got me coffee from Tim Hortons, which I really love, even though I heard some Canadians saying that it's not good coffee.
Well, I'm gonna say, from a Canadian's viewpoint here, I don't think Tim Hortons actually has the best coffee. But when Alan came to Canada, he has a special place in his heart for Tim Hortons. It's where we always used to have coffee. So I had to send him a few bags.
Yeah, I know. When I first tried Tim Hortons coffee, I was like, this taste is totally different. I mean, I need to keep drinking it. Yeah, and well, what happens to me is that I only get to keep certain flavors related to coffee, and I only have a memory for some kind of coffees, and those are the ones that I'm drinking the most, and that is just like coffee from Tim Hortons and coffee from one of the coffee shops here in my hometown where I usually buy. And yeah, I mean, whenever I try another coffee, it'll just go away from my mind if I don't drink it again. It'll be like,
then you'll be like, oh yeah, that's what it tasted like when you tried it again.
Yeah. But I usually drink the dark roast, medium roast. It depends on the method that I. But I like drinking Americano. That's how I should call it. Like,
that's his thing.
Americano,
yeah.
You can call it Americano, long black, black coffee. I don't know how you call it. And there's so many names for the same thing.
Well, okay, black coffee. If you order a black coffee here, it is not an Americano. A black coffee just means you have no sugar, no cream. It's just plain, and that's the way I like my coffee. So if I were to go to Tim Hortons, I would just order a medium black, and that's what we would say. So that's just a medium roast coffee with nothing in it, and that's how I love it.
Yeah. There's so many names.
I know, it's always confusing.
There's so many drinks that you can have with coffee. I've seen the liquid coffee. You seen it?
Oh, okay, tell us more about that. I'm not entirely sure.
I've seen it here in Mexico a lot at these cultural events where you can like try food and drinks from around the country, and I've seen people creating like liquor coffee or coffee liquor. I don't know how you call it.
Did we try it?
No, I don't think I tried with you, but I tried before a few times, and it tastes okay. It does taste like coffee, obviously,
yeah, okay.
but with a little sensation of alcohol. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting drink.
No, that's interesting.
And
I would like to try that.
There are some other drinks that are cool as well. I like drinking other kinds sometimes, not always. I don't like putting sugar in coffee drinks. Oh, there's caramel macchiato.
Yes, Alan and I agree. No sugar.
Cappuccino or these there's this drink where you put like a scotch in coffee, and I forgot its name. I must have it somewhere here.
I don't remember.
Irish coffee.
Let's
Coffee, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you put whiskey in it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I only tried it once, and
coffee, huh?
it tastes good. I mean, there are some good ways of mixing coffee. It's a very interesting way.
And I recently made muffins, and I put coffee inside the muffins. I mean, they didn't taste that strongly of coffee, I'm not gonna lie, but it changed the color of the muffins, and they looked very coffee-ish. So I liked that. And in my head, I was like, oh yeah, these are coffee muffins, so I felt happy about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can use it in baking, with alcohol. The possibilities are just endless.
I seen these stores where you can like smell coffee to try a perfume on.
Yeah, like Sephora, for example, you can smell the coffee. If you've smelt too many perfumes and all the floral scents and everything they've just all combined into one, you just smell coffee and it kind of cleans your palate, I guess.
Yeah. There's so many ways of using coffee.
Love coffee. Even just the smell of it. Like, I could just smell it all day. Like, instead of all these fancy diffuser scents, I just want to be smelling coffee. Is that weird? I don't know.
No,
I don't know. I just love it.
But yeah, it's very interesting.
And I have another question for you. What do you think? Like, tell us about your opinions on franchise coffee shops Starbucks and Tim Hortons versus local cafes. Yes, I would love to hear about it because cafes are amazing.
Well, if you're like picky as me, you could obviously tell that coffee from these franchises are just not the same as organic coffee, because franchises get the coffee beans from a how to call it, like a local cheap place, I
Yeah.
seen some franchises, they don't pay too much to the the people who grow coffee beans, and the coffee bean is just like
Oh.
regular. It's not like the best.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
get it
because
in bulk
because they
and
sell a
yeah.
lot. They sell too much that they cannot they cannot like just go and get the best coffee. It's not something
Mhm.
easy. Yeah, but if you want to try like more organic coffee, it lasts, well, it does not last longer. What I mean by this is that franchises, they put like some chemicals in coffee. They go through a process, but not like organic coffee from coffee shops where you get the coffee bean just like out of the out of the soil, out of the plant.
It's more
Yeah, it's
natural
just
and
more
fresh.
natural.
Yeah, that's why I love cafes. Support local.
But I mean, franchises, they have like okay coffee. It's okay. It's not totally the best, but eh, they have like coffee. I mean, I am picky, but
And do you
yeah.
notice? Oh, I was just gonna say, do you notice like a big price difference between
Yeah,
cafes,
that's
like
another
local
good
places and
question.
franchises?
No, 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 no. Coffee
Really?
beans are expensive sometimes, and that is because transportation and location, type of process, type of toasting. Because it depends the way where you getting the coffee bean from. I could be getting some coffee from Chiapas, and it's like very organic, like very natural, like no machines included. Well, it's gonna be like this,
Yeah.
somewhat cheap, but it's not at high altitude. If I want to get like a higher coffee bean, which is toasted with machines, and they have like a better or nice presentation, like the bag, it's gonna get more expensive. And I seen coffee beans that is the same price as if you get it at a franchise, and it's totally organic. So coffee does get expensive sometimes. Coffee does get expensive sometimes. It's not cheap. It's not cheap
No,
completely.
not
Yeah,
at all.
no, because it goes through a lot of natural process. Even just like that, it gets expensive because it's just natural process or machine processes. It just does not matter. You gotta pay for that.
And I think it's worth it. I think that I think that people should be paying a premium for this kind of drink because, as you said, it's not easy to make coffee. And if, we want good quality coffee, we have to pay for it. And I think
Yeah.
that's totally worth it. Even if we are coffee lovers and, we're students and we don't have a lot of money, I think it's still worth it to dish out a small percent of what we have for something that we love, like coffee. And I've watched videos of people like what I spend in a month, and it's so funny because I've seen people with like coffee budgets. So they'll have grocery budgets, eating out budgets, rent budget, and coffee budgets. It's just so funny to
No,
see how
yeah.
many people, love coffee that much.
Yeah, here in Mexico, it gets expensive. Well, yeah, usually gets expensive. I get my money when I study back in the other state, where I live on my own, and I get like certain money, and I have to administrate that money. And when I have to buy coffee, I'm like, oof, which one am I gonna buy right now? Because it's expensive, and I don't have like a lot of money. I need just to be careful what I'm gonna buy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a fine balance, but you did great. I mean, for someone like you who absolutely loves coffee, I think it's worth it. I can get by just fine with drinking my chai teas. I love chai tea. It's so good. But I know for you, coffee it is. Even when I would go and visit him and it's like 40 degrees
yeah.
Celsius where he lives, I'd be
No, I
sweating
mean,
to death and I'd get
It
my
is
ice
very
cream
crazy.
and you'd
Yeah,
get
it is
your
crazy.
Americano.
Yesterday I was drinking coffee, and it was just like 42 degrees outside. I was telling my
Crazy.
mom, I'm the only one who drinks coffee at 40 degrees.
I can't do it. I just need ice cream. Every time I'm with you and it's that hot, I'm like,
40 degrees
can I please
Celsius.
get an ice cream?
If you're listening from
Yeah.
the United States, that's like 106 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, you can have like a
It's
little idea.
brutal.
It is brutal.
Brutal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's part of your quirks. I love that you can drink coffee even on the hottest
and I'm happy
days.
that I got you a little bit hooked up into this coffee, thing.
Honestly, it's all thanks to you, Alan. I always said I don't like coffee when I first met you.
Yeah.
Remember,
No
I
coffee.
said no. I was like, tea, no,
Yeah.
I don't like coffee. And of course, I started, getting to know you, and now I love coffee.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, I love telling people, just those little things that could make you appreciate more these things that are in our lives and we don't even notice, Just like coffee,
Exactly.
there's so many people working, like going to work and they drink coffee every single day, but without noticing that they're just drinking bad coffee. Because here in Mexico we have this brand, I'm not gonna mention it, but we have like this very popular brand. My grandma likes to drink this coffee, but I hate it. I hate this coffee. I hate it too much because it's just like too processed. It does not taste like coffee. It's this kind of coffee where you put it in water and that's it.
Oh, yeah, instant coffee.
Instant coffee, but I hate it. I hated it. I just can't stand it.
Here we have a pretty bad brand as well. It's from Folgers. I'm just saying the brand because it's terrible. It comes in a red plastic container, and my grandma also buys this kind. I think because it's one of the cheaper brands. I don't know. I can't stand it. It's disgusting. And every time I see that coffee, I'm like, I'd rather just drink water and no coffee when it comes from that brand.
Some people will like to drink coffee. It's more like water with like a very tiny bit of coffee. It tastes just like water.
Just a little, taste.
And I hate that too.
I need my coffee to have flavor. No, but I think you did great. And as I said, thanks to you, I love coffee now, and you've really opened my eyes, and you've educated me so much on this subject matter because I knew nothing about coffee. I didn't care about coffee, and now I love it. And one of my very favorite things in the whole world to do is just go have coffee with you at a little cafe in Mexico. They're just so cute. I love that. I can't wait to do it again. But thank you so much, and I think you did an amazing job. And thank you to all the listeners. I hope that you learned a thing or two. I think you did.
I hope you enjoy listening to us chatting about coffee. And I mean, it's been great. It's been great. Don't forget to just comment and keep interacting with us. Tell us what you think.
We love it.
Yeah, we love it. We just we want to keep sharing our stories and we just want to keep it like that, It's been great. It's been great.
Exactly.
We love doing this. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your support, and stay tuned for the next episode. It's always a surprise. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.